Hello, hello, hello. It's Dr. Alan Harper again, and we have another live secure vibe coding session. I am your secure vibe coder, and I'm here to lead you through this. And we are building this app called User Vibes OS. And the purpose of this app is to collect vibes throughout the user journey lifecycle. So we help developers drop a widget into their website and make it really easy for them to get these signals back from the users. Now, we've been focusing on this feedback signal right here, and that has two parts, both a feature request and bug reports, and all developers need this. And so we've been focusing on this. This is our minimal viable product. But eventually, we're going to go and get the rest of these features over here because there's no one app that does all of this. Okay. In terms of architecture, we have a front end, we have a JavaScript widget, like I said, that the user can drop in. And then what happens is after they drop that in, they, in order to drop it in, they hit our landing page, they sign up, we take a payment, then they hit the dashboard. The dashboard allows them to set up an API key, and then they could set up these feedback boards, okay? And then we take that feedback board and we sync everything with Convex on the back end, and we can gather user analytics and all of that. And we're going to work on that tonight. Okay. And then in terms of the APIs, we have two levels or two modes of security. We have tier one, which is public key API. And the developer will then just send that public key as part of the authorization header back to our server, and we'll verify it. Level two is a little better. It's a whole lot better, and that's which case we give them a secret key or a private key. They take that private key and they generate a Java Web Token, a JWT, and then they send that along with some user information, and then we validate that on the back end. Okay. Now, last night, what we did was we set up subdomains. So another way that a developer may access or use this widget or use our feedback board, I should say, is without a widget, they could just point directly to a custom subdomain that they set up on our server. Okay, so we added that functionality last night, and it looks really cool. It works. Okay, so as part of that process, we had to move our DNS records from where they were, which was on name.com. We moved them over to Vercel. So now Vercel is the authoritative DNS record, and we went through all of this last night. All right, so here's our feature list that we've been working on. Again, if you joined me, go ahead and say hello. Drop me a hello in the chat there. I'd appreciate it. Tell me where you're from, what you're interested in. And, we just want to hang out here, have a good time. And I've been working on this for now about 35 to 40 hours, maybe like 37 hours, over about 38 sessions here. Well, actually, it's the 38th day, but I took a week off. So maybe about 30 sessions. And so we average about an hour and 20 minutes, something like that per session. And we have accomplished about 4 months worth of work in about 4 weeks. So that's how impressive this vibe coding is. Now, naturally, we are secure vibe coders. That's what makes us different. You can find out about vibe coding out on the internet in a lot of places, but they won't talk about how to do it securely. And that's what makes us different. Okay, so we do secure vibe coding here. And the way we do that is we start with a secure baseline. And I have developed what I call the Secure Vibe Coding OS for you. You can find it out on GitHub, on my repo right here. And the purpose of this is to give you a secure baseline. And from this secure baseline, you get all of these features baked in, including what I call security batteries included. Okay, so you get all of this right here, the heart of it. You get all of that for free. And all you have to do is take about 15 minutes to install the secure starter kit. It's the most secure starter kit for Next.js out there. Okay. And so I gave you that head start. And then our job is just not to mess it up from there. So we already start from like a 95% security baseline. And now we just need to keep it there. Okay. And that makes us better than 95% of the websites out there. And over time, we increase that up to about 98% or so. And that's probably all you're ever going to get, right? There is no such thing as a perfectly secure site. But I can tell you right now that by the statistics put out by many organizations, vibe coded apps are on average have about somewhere between 40 to 60% of them are vulnerable. And so what we're trying to do is fight that. And we're trying to improve our odds greatly and be one of those ones that are not vulnerable. And we're going to harden this sufficiently that the bad guys go elsewhere. And that's basically the name of the game for security. If anyone tells you differently, they're lying to you. Okay, so that's what we do. We work to increase the workload of the bad guys because they have limited resources and time as well, and we just make it hard enough on them that they go elsewhere and find softer targets. Now, if a determined one comes after you, like Russia comes after you, there's nothing you can do to keep them out because they have secret stuff that no one, including like Next.js, even knows about. We call those 0 days. So again, a lot of people don't talk about that. They don't admit it, but that's the truth. And that's what I'm here to give you. I've been in cyber 36 years and I've written 7 best-selling books on the topic. You can find out about me up in that link, that QR code there, and also a link in the description. I have a ton of experience and I'm giving back. And I also have a mentoring group where I give away free mentoring, providing value every day. Also have some challenges for you and there's some training, some free training in there for you as well. And also have what I call the Secure Vibe Coding OS, Secure Vibe Coding Masterclass. And that's where I'm pulling, all of this content from. And we go deeper in the course because, it's much more verbose than what I can cover here. But, we're hitting the highlights here and you're getting a good dose of how to do it securely. Once again, if you've joined me, say hello. Drop me a chat and let me know you're out there. All right, so where are we at? Enough talk. We've been talking about the feature request list here. All right, so today what we're going to do is we're going to update our dashboard page. All right, we're going to, I'll show you what the dashboard looks like. This is my local development system. We also have a production server and we host that up in Vercel, and I showed you how to do that over the last few weeks. Or last week or 2 weeks in particular. But once we log into our dashboard, this is what it looks like. Okay, the homepage looks like this, but notice how it has this placeholder image of our dashboard because these graphics don't mean anything at the moment. We're going to fix that tonight. Okay, but this is our landing page. A lot of these all of these images are just placeholders at the moment. But we do have pricing on here. That's accurate. We do have a feature board of all of the cool things that we already do, all of the security stuff, drag and drop, view boards, all this stuff, right? We've done all of this over the last 4 weeks. It's amazing. Like I said, we've done 4 months worth of work. It's pretty impressive. You can find this site out on uservibesos.com, .ai. And here's what that looks like. uservibesos.ai. So you can go out to that URL and you can follow along. You can check this out. You can sign up for free. Right now, we haven't turned any of the credit card processing on because you can't really do test credit cards in a production environment. All right. So again, this is what our dashboard looks like. All right. So what we're going to do now is, let me go back into the dashboard. Okay, so what we're going to do is we're going to update this main page. This is our goal for tonight. We're going to update these numbers on this dashboard and make them relevant. Okay. And initially, probably what we'll do is just do the top half here, and we'll probably get rid of the table down here, or at least I'll think about that. We might end up just changing the table for now and make it a placeholder. But what we would definitely want to do is we want to fill in this content up here. Okay, right now this thing is set up for like an e-commerce site and it's tracking revenue and stuff. We're like, we're not tracking that, at least not yet. And we're tracking these things that we've built, like this feedback features and so forth. So let's go ahead and tackle that. Let's jump right into it. The first thing we do is go into our Claude Code here. which we have set up. Okay. And what we'll do is we'll tell Claude Code, just all the stuff we were doing last night with the DNS and all that. Okay, so what we'll do is say, okay, now what I want to do is I want to update the dashboard to make those numbers more real. Right now, they're just placeholders. Everything on the dashboard is placeholders, but we're going to fix that right now. What I want to do is in that first summary box, I want to put the total of security events. Go ahead and list that there. All right, so we're letting that cook. We're vibe coding. We use Claude Code. Love Claude Code. There's nothing better out there. I don't care what anyone says. We use Opus 4.5. I'm on the max plan. I'm on the top end max plan. You don't need that. You can get by with probably the $20 a month plan or the $50 a month plan if you're more of a heavy duty user. I'm actually on the $200 a month plan, but that's because I have like 5 projects that I'm working on simultaneously. So I'm, most nights I'm coding. On the weekends, I'm coding all the time. So that's why I'm burning through about 1.5 billion tokens a month. And that would cost me about $1,500 a month in tokens. However, on the max plan, I can cut it down to $200. So that's why I love Claude, and it is the best model out there. Any of the benchmarks, it's crushing it, and there's nothing better. Like some people like Gemini these days and stuff, but even then, if you look at the benchmarks, you'll see that Opus 4.5 is killing them all. Okay. Then what happens is usually and it has been for like a year, and all the Anthropic models have been killing it. And then what'll happen is like GPT will come out or Gemini will come out with a new version for about a week or so. They'll beat Anthropic, and then Anthropic just drops another bomb. So again, I've seen this happen over and over again. I don't chase those numbers. I know that consistently Anthropic has been the leader for a year or more. And so it just doesn't make sense to mess around anywhere else. You're just wasting time and money. Okay, so right here it's asking us, it's going to update that section card. We'll go ahead and do that, and let's watch it. Do it while we, it should update this card while we watch. I like this trending information. I actually wanted to keep that, so we'll see what it does. If it doesn't, then we're going to tell it to try again. Right now it should say 1 because that's what we have here, and it should give some more information like the trending and so forth. That's what I want to see. Let's see. It must be held up here on Claude Code. Okay, no, it's still cooking. I want you to go ahead and keep that trending information. Just make it relevant to the security events for last month. Okay. Yeah, I like that. It told me how much was unread. That's very useful information. Thank you. Thank you, Claude Code, for that. That's very useful information. Do you have X? Yeah, if you mean an account on X, absolutely. You can catch me on Twitter. Do you see the stream coming across the bottom here? You see my handle, and I'm all over that. I have about 7,500 followers out there. Hey, thanks, Augustine. Thanks for joining us tonight from Twitch. I appreciate that. For some reason, this thing keeps bouncing tonight. I don't know if it's my internet or not, and hopefully you guys, stay with me. If you lose the connection, rejoin. I don't know what to tell you. Okay, so yeah, look, now we have the trend. Okay, look at this, down. Okay, I see the trending arrow, but I want to at least say increased or decreased over the last 28 days like the other ones do. Okay, increased or decreased. I don't have to say over the last. I'll just say increased or decreased over period. I do like that it's breaking out the numbers. That's all good. I like all of this, but I do want it to, show what that arrow is. Okay. Take a look at the second summary box and follow that pattern in terms of that, trend line, in terms of if it's increasing or decreasing over the period. Okay. Now let's think about what the second box is going to be. For the second box, what I want to do is probably, what I'll do is I'll use feature request, okay, and then we'll track those. And then on the third one, we'll put bug reports and we'll put statistics on that. And then on the last one, maybe I'll put comments for now because we do track those separately. Okay, so there it is. It's making changes. When it makes a bug like this, it comes around and fixes it pretty quick. Right now, what it's doing is figuring out that trend information for me. Yeah, see how it did? Okay. However, those numbers aren't correct. Let me refresh. Okay, you have that trend line correct now, but you lost the numbers. So before you made those changes, I actually saw the current month's numbers. That trend line should just show how this month compares to previous months. This is what we do, guys. We vibe code. We see something, we get a vibe, we tell Cloud Code to fix it. And what I'm doing is I'm adjusting this first cell here. Okay. It's usually pretty good about this, and I don't have to go back and forth like this, but somehow I've confused it. Okay, that's good. All right. Now, let me be a little bit more explicit for this second one. Maybe that's what the problem is. Okay. Total. I want to show the trend. Okay, that's cool. What I also want to do. Okay. On the last line of that first box, go ahead and show me the unread count in a like you were before, but just move it down there on that line. I noticed that it changed this box out, and that's cool because for consistency, we probably want to keep those like that. But I do want to show that unread label. I wanted to put it back. All right. Once again, if you're anyone except for Augustine, drop me a note. Tell me you're out here. Say hello. And hopefully, Augustine, I answer your question. Yeah, I'm on X. I'm all over X. The algorithm hasn't been showing me love though, so sometimes I'll post stuff and like even these streams and like only 100 people see it, even though I have 7,500 followers. So I don't know. Somehow I'm in trouble with the X. But I don't spend much time worrying about it. I'm focused on putting out content, and eventually that stuff will catch up. Okay. Oh, here it is. The unread is in here now. Okay, now let's work on the second box. I want that to be feature request, and I want you to keep the trend box up in the upper right-hand corner. I want you to explain those feature requests in the box. And then what I think we'll do is tonight we'll just add lines for each one of these down here in this chart. Yeah, that makes sense. We'll also add some labels up here so we know what the lines are, the trends are. So for example, we'll see security alerts bouncing along over time. And yeah, we could do it per day. And same thing with these other ones because they're coming in like, over periods of time. So we should be able to see trends. Okay, cool. Once again, we use Convex for our backend database. It is so much better than what I've used before. I used to use Mongo and before that Postgres. And most developers are using Postgres, but it's only because that's all they know. And I'm telling you, take a look at Convex. You won't go back. It's a real-time database. You don't need to do polling and queuing to keep it up to date like with your UI as you typically have to. You usually have to use something like Redis or something, Redis or something like that to keep it in sync. Convex does it all for you instantly. So if a user clicks a button and votes on one of our feature requests, immediately it goes into the database and immediately everyone else sees it, within milliseconds before you can even blink. You can't do that very easily with Postgres or Mongo. Okay, still cooking. Okay, so there's our feature request. All of these have no change in this period because it's it's a 24-day period. In fact, what I could do is I could put that's interesting. What I could do, I'll make sure that the period syncs with these. So let's just see here. Yeah, I'll make sure that they use the same period for each one of these. That's important. Okay, it's starting to look good. Now I want you to keep the same periodicity as the selector in the chart. So there's a 3-month, last month, and 7 days currently. So I want you to keep that same periodicity with these totals up top. So if I click down in the chart and I change it from 3 months to 1 month, then your period should go over that period, and the trends should be according to that period. Okay, so that's a little bit more complicated of a change. So what I'm telling it to do is pay attention to this setting. And so what should happen when it finishes, I should be able to hit last 7 days and these numbers should change up here. Right now they don't. Now they do down in the chart properly, and that's cool, but we want these to be in sync. Augustine, where are you at? Where are you located in the world? Okay, so I'm seeing it update the page as we go. Okay, I think it's probably done. No, it's working on it. So I use Claude Code within Anti-Gravity at the moment, but I don't get too wrapped up on the IDE. Like I switch sometimes weekly. It just depends on how I feel. I've used Cursor. I used to like Windsurf, and now I'm with and I've used VS Code. They're all the same because they're all a fork of VS Code. But now I'm using Anti-Gravity. I sort of like. Well, first of all, I was getting bugs in the other ones, like Windsurf kept crashing on me and stuff. So I've never seen Anti-Gravity crash. Also, the founders of Windsurf got bought up by Google, and they went over and started this Anti-Gravity. So go figure. So the quality's going down on Windsurf and going up on Anti-Gravity. Okay. It looks like it said it's done. Let's check on it. No, that didn't work. That didn't work. When I select last 7 days, the summary cards do not show the trends comparing the last 7 days to the previous. And they don't show me the numbers for the last 7 days. They stay the same. Let me refresh the page. Sometimes you got to pick up new code. Nope. I was just making sure, because I've seen it sometimes, be cached or whatever and not pick up the new code. React's pretty good about this though. We use Next.js. That's the premier platform out there. And that's why we also use Vercel, because they created Next.js. So why would you go anywhere else? There's people out there using like TanStack in different places, but all those are just trying to catch up to Vercel. Why would you do that? Why would you take that risk? Because there's nothing going to be more feature rich than the people who invented the language, right? Or the platform. Man, there's people even out there saying just get a VPS and host it yourself. That would be the craziest thing you could do. Vercel does it all. They handle all the scaling. They handle, like, if there's a security issue, they'll put a WAF up, a web application firewall. They'll put it up in front of you. There's so many reasons to be with Vercel, and it's cheap. Like, you could use it for years for free. It just depends how many users you have. And if you have enough paying users, then it'll cost you about $30 a month. But that'd be like after you're making like tons of money, like maybe thousands of dollars a month. So yeah, it's a wise investment, and it's free until you start maxing it out with users and stuff, traffic. Okay, there we go. Now it's updating. Okay, see that? Just like that. Okay, all right, now let's tell it to do the third one. Okay, that worked. Now update the third box. That's going to be for bug reports. Now, what am I talking about there? If you guys are new here, here's what our widget looks like. Let's see right here. Okay. And so users can submit an idea. That'd be a feature request. They can also submit bug reports. Okay. So it comes up and asks you, or it should come up and ask you. Hold on. Okay. We've got a bug there. No pun intended. Let me see if I can get it from within the dashboard. Somehow we broke our functionality there on the portal. Let's see. Okay, what I'm going to do is go to the demo tab. Should be that same view. Except, oh, okay. I see what's going on. First of all, that wasn't fully working because it didn't even have all the tickets. We're going to have to troubleshoot that. But if we come over here to the bug reports, then yes. Okay, so you could see here, we take a bug report. We even take a screenshot. We got all this functionality here. We have tags, all this stuff. We are just smoking on this app, guys. We're just polishing it now, and then we're going to launch this thing, okay? And all of this stuff works. The idea is we get feature requests, and then we as a developer can move them on our board. We can move them from like backlog over to, hold on a second. Didn't mean to do that. Yeah, we can grab it and we can move it like to our doing and to our testing. We can move it back. Okay, and then when it goes over here into done, then we can actually graduate it to a change log. We can promote it to a change log, and you just do a new entry here, and you can add the entries that are done. and then we get a change log, right? So then when the user's viewing it, they see all of that, right? And that is just awesome. And all that's selectable. Like how much you want to show to the user is selectable. That's all here in the settings tab. So we've added all this functionality over the last, 4 weeks. And like this is why I tell you, we have about 4 months worth of stuff in here. It's pretty impressive. This is a production grade app. We have it running in Vercel. It's secure. We've got layers upon layers of security. In fact, we even have a security dashboard where we can see issues like all of these security events, like rate limit exceeded. This was back when we were doing testing. JWT validation failed. It's like if somebody's messing with your site or trying to hack you, then you're going to start to get indicators here. And again, this is a huge value add. None of the competitors even do this, right? So we are a security first app and development shop here. So just wanted you to see all that. Okay, let's go back in here and look. Okay, here's our bug reports. Okay. Sweet. It's all working, guys. Let's see here. Hold on a second. Yeah, sweet. Okay, now this last one we'll put comments for now. Okay, that works great. Now go ahead and update the last box for comments. Total of comments across all the boards. Also show how many are unread or also need approved. Because we have the ability to moderate our comments, and so I want that to be on the dashboard. I want them to see that when they log in. Okay, so it's working on this fourth one right now, which is the comments. We have light and dark mode. I think we'll take the screenshot in dark mode. It just looks cooler. But first we're going to have it update this chart or this graphic here. Hey, once again, if you've joined me, drop a hello here. Let me know that you've joined. I appreciate it. Tell me where you're from. Okay, we're updating this fourth comment block right now, or we're going to make this the summary of comments across our boards, our feedback boards. And then as this site grows, we'll add more stuff here. We'll add more stats, and maybe we'll change these up, or have the ability for the user to select these widgets, if you will. Okay, cool. See here it says one pending approval. I want to change that red, or to make that orange as text, as well as the 57 unread in the first block. Okay, that's great. Now the pending approval count and statement, I want you to turn orange text, and then same thing in the first block for the unread. I want you to change that to orange as well, that text. Whoops, that's not right. Somehow it was clicked up there. Okay, that looks great. Now on that last block where it says how many need approved, I want you to turn that text orange, and then over in the first summary box, do the same thing for the unread statement. Turn that orange as well. Hey, thanks for commenting here. Roy, you. Hey, you're from California. I appreciate it. Thanks for saying hi. I'm in Florida myself. We've had people from all over, from India, from South Africa, I think Australia. We've had people join all times of day and night. My South African friend that usually is on here, his name's 3Ds, and yeah, it's like 5 in the morning there. So he gets up early and joins us sometimes, often, I should say. Hey, who else joined us? Drop a hello. We're building this app called User Vibes OS, and here's what it looks like on the dashboard. We've been just vibing it. Let's see, what do we got here? Why is that blank? Okay, so what we do is we turn this orange so that we can kind of see it. We turn this orange so that it just pops. Okay. All right, now what I want to do, let's see what that looks like in dark mode. Okay, it's still orange. Okay, cool. Now what I want to do is I want to tell it to go ahead and give me 4 lines on the chart based on per day for each of these blocks, and I want to add a legend to update the chart. Okay, now that's great. I want you to take those summary boxes and I want to turn that data for each of those topics into lines in the chart that follows. And I want you to add shades of color to them, and I also want you to add a legend in that chart as well. And I want you to make it time sequenced, a time series chart. You can use the dates in these, feature requests and comments and so forth. So go ahead and work on that. Okay. It's going to give us a little color here. Everything's turning, everything's a little drab and gray right now, but that's okay. We're going to spruce it up. How long do I stream for? Just about an hour a night. I try to end within the hour. So we've been at this 37 minutes now. And so I got another 20 minutes in me or so. I can go longer, and I often do if we get like I don't like to end like in the middle of a mess. So if I have to go an extra half hour or something to clean something up, I will. But generally, we go from an hour to hour and a half a night. One night I went 5 hours, and I won't do that for a while. I'm not young like you guys anymore. I need my sleep. I'm actually pretty busy, but I do this in the evenings just to give back, and I hope you guys are enjoying it. Learn about me up in that QR code, and also link in the description. You'll find I've got 36 years of cybersecurity experience, and now I'm helping people do this vibe coding, but do it securely, because nobody's out there talking about security. They never mention security. If they do, it's an afterthought, or they don't fully understand it. Well, I'm coming at it from a security perspective. I'm also a developer, but I'm the best kind of developer because I can do it securely. And so now I'm teaching you guys how to do it all through vibe coding. So you don't have to be a security expert. You don't have to be a coder. You just need to know how to talk to these LLMs and to do this. Look what it's done here for us, guys. Amazing. Amazing. Let me go ahead and change this up to get it. Yeah, I'm digging that. Look, this is the day we had tons of security events. But what I can do is I can turn that off. Now watch what it'll do. Oh, no, the chart's not responsive. Okay, be sure that if I click on one of the legend items that it actually hides that data, that line in that series. So what'll happen is like I can click on this and it'll do that. What I'll probably also do is tell it to add a log mode, because whenever you have, this is a pro tip, guys. Okay. Whenever you have data like this that has like it's tightly coupled down here at the bottom, and then there's some spikes that go like outliers, you want to use logarithms, because what logs will do is it'll spread these out and make them more viewable. It'll highlight this lower data line, which right now is like really minor, or it's 0. But notice how this goes from like 1, 2 all the way up to 6, but over here it goes like 2 up to 30. And that's why these things are compressed down here on the timeline, because this is called a linear scale, And what we want to do is have it by default be a log scale so that this doesn't happen. Okay, and that's easy to do. Okay, now when I click this, what should happen is that line should disappear, but it's still working on it. Yeah, it is. There it is. And that by its very nature, by getting rid of that. Now, what I don't want to see is that, like, I should still see it there. It like disappeared from the. Okay, when I click on it, it disables. It should just hide the line. It should not delete it. The data. I should see it disabled in the legend. I should be able to turn it back on. And right now, it's gone. See, so this is what I'm telling you guys. You don't have to know all this stuff. You just got to know what you want, right? It's like right here. I told it to get rid of that, or I want it to be able to disable that legend. You'll see whenever it fixes it. Let's see now. See how it came back. That's what I wanted to do. I wanted to disable it so I can turn it back on. This is the desired behavior right here. Okay, but what it did was when I clicked on it, it like got rid of that whole data series, and it's probably because the way I said it. Maybe I wasn't precise enough in the way I said it. So then I told it to no, go back and fix it. I try to be polite to the AI. By the way, here's another pro tip for you. They're going to be in charge someday, so you might as well be friendly, and you might as well thank it from time to time. You'll see me do that. But sometimes I'll raise my voice with it. My wife's like, "Who are you talking to?" So like sometimes I'll even yell at it. But I try not to do that because they're going to be in charge someday. Hey Adan, how are you? From Pakistan. Nice to meet you. Yeah, it's early in the morning over there. I don't know. I've had to guess what about 8 a.m. something like that. Okay. All right. Now, what I want to do is tell it to, okay, set that chart for log scale by default, but have a log and linear button so that the user can toggle at the top. Now, I didn't tell it where to put that button, but I want it to be right here. We'll see how good Cloud Code is, if it's reading my mind or not. Now what's going to happen is the scale over here is going to go logarithmic. It's going to probably go 0, 1, 100, or so forth. But right now it only needs 30, so it's probably just going to, it should just go up to maybe 100 or, I don't know. We'll see how it does it. See, look, I don't like that. Why did it, now I'll tell it to move that button down alongside the, on the same row as the month selection. Okay, first of all, move that toggle button for log and linear on the same line just before the month selection. Put a little gap space between the two. And now, whenever I view the chart, there's no data on it. Let me check something before I hit send. Let me refresh. That's right. In log mode, it's not showing anything. In log mode, the chart is empty. Okay. Again, like doing this by hand would be painful. Like, and not so much any one of these things are hard to do, like as a developer, but like it's the totality of it. So what would happen is like before AI, like I might be good at like, a certain part of the GUI. Like maybe I'm good at this chart. And I've done that before, right? Or I have it in my code base. I can go quickly find it. But I would have no clue maybe how to do this other part. And see, that's the part that AI helps. It just smooths it out so that you're good at everything now, right? Because you got AI, standing before you or behind you. Okay, so yeah, it's looking better. Let's see. That's the last 3 months. Okay, yeah, it's looking much better. Much better. I like that. In fact, what we'll do is we'll tell it to set the last 30 days now as default. And yeah, I'm really digging that. And notice what it did was it put this on a log scale now so that it's smooth. You see how it kind of spaced them all out evenly. And that's a much better chart. Would you agree? And notice how I put a little spacing here, just like I told it to. And here's what the original looked like. Okay, so you judge, right? Now you see how by default, like that's a much better view. Hey, that's wonderful. Thank you. Now, also make the default view the 30-day view. Okay. I think what we'll do with this chart down below is I think we'll allow it to show a summary of these items, like the security events, the feature requests, the bug reports, and the comments. We'll just take a shot at it. You know, we can always change it later. And I would rather keep something on there than have nothing down here below. But let's see what it does. And we'll make sure that at the top we can filter per category. Okay, so right now it's asking us to, if we want to allow this grep, we say yes. See how I complimented it? You always tell it, hey, nice job, AI. Okay, what's going on here? Okay. Okay, so there it set the default state to 30 days. Okay. So now if I refresh, watch what happens. Okay, 30 days is the default now. And the log is the default. I'm loving that, guys. I'm loving that. All right, last part. Let's fix the table down below. We got 15 minutes. Let's see if it can do it. Okay, now I want you to take a shot at updating the table down below. I want you to show all of the data from all four of these boxes in the order that they came in per date, starting with the most recent going downwards. Allow the user to sort by that date column as well. And then I want you to have those current filters that are at the top for categories. Make them, one for security events, one for, feature requests, one for bug reports, one for comments. But I want you to just summarize those events in a few columns, like 4 or 5 columns. And I don't want you to put all the detail, obviously, that's in the tickets. But go ahead and take a shot at that. Okay, that's quite a mouthful. Let's see what it does. So what I asked it to do is replace all this stuff down here with real data. Okay, so let's just see what it does. Oh, notice there's the customized columns here. Oh, that was cool. Yeah. I forgot we even had that. We can even add a section here. How cool is that? That's not working. It's all right. Yeah, so this was all placeholder data that came with the template that I gave you guys, the Secure Vibe Coding OS out here on GitHub. This is where we started, like on day 2. Okay, so you can go back and watch that video, but we installed our Secure Vibe Coding OS. It's the most secure Next.js starter kit out there available. You get clerk billing. You can do credit cards. It has a convex backend. It's super easy to set up, and you can customize it. But what I did was I forked it off this guy who did really good work. Shout out to him. But then what I did was I add the security batteries. Okay, like he didn't do any of this, so I added that. That's my specialty, right? That's my superpower. So I added all of this and then a whole lot more. It comes with a bunch of Claude skills, security skills, like some 30 of them, but they're in these folders. They're nested. And so when you say in your prompt to do something, it's immediately like looking at all these skills to see if it needs to like add rate limiting on the back end or input validation. It knows how to do all of that. So I kind of, put the security batteries inside of Claude, because by default, it won't do all of this for you. It may, but it's very non-deterministic. So you never know. Now it will do it, Okay, so yeah, we love that. Secure baseline is basically, so it gives you a good foundation. And in a second, and I have a course that I talk about this in the Secure Vibe Coding Masterclass. You can find it within my free mentoring group up there, linked down below. And inside of there, you can sign up for my Secure Vibe Code Masterclass, and I go into more detail. But as a bonus for you guys joining me tonight, I'll show you that under the docs folder here, I have a course folder, and I have 2 modules of maybe 40 modules in the course. There's 2 of them for free here. Yep. Hey, Adilsa, good to see you. Yeah, I recommend, first of all, I recommend you get going with the Secure Vibe Code Masterclass, but inside there, you'll learn about this, Secure Vibe Coding OS. And yes, I recommend that sooner than later you get onto this, because like what I teach is like, go out and get a vision, test it on builder.io is what I recommend. That's your no code, truly vibe code platform, but it's not secure at all. But get your ideas down and be able to share it with people and stuff like that. And we go through that in the course. But then once you have a solid idea, it's time to map it over or port it over to the Secure Vibe Coding OS and start from the ground up. And I teach how to do that. And I'm making that easier all the time because I recognize that's a leap sometimes. And so that's why I did videos here. But in the course, it's explained as well. But ultimately, what I'm going to do is try to automate some more of that so that you can convert from a builder.io over to the Secure Vibe Code Masterclass easier. Okay, so you don't have to use Claude Code, but I recommend that you do. First of all, it's got all these security skills and stuff, right? There is something called Open Skills, which will port these over to Codex or something for you, but I don't support that, but you can go for that. Claude is just better, guys. People use these other things because that's what they know, but I'm telling you, it's better. It's provably better. On all the benchmarks, it's crushing it. It's sometimes 2 times better than these other platforms out there. And so you're either going to mess with those other ones and spin your tail and chase your tail, or you're just going to get it done, and if you want to save time and save money, go with Claude, because the other ones just waste time and money, because all those trial and error and fixing it is costing you money. You're burning tokens. So yes, I love Claude Code. I've got a year's worth of experience with it. It's the best, guys. I've looked at the others. Whenever something comes out, I'm always looking at the benchmarks, and maybe for a week, another model will pull ahead, but then inevitably, Anthropic drops the new model and they dominate again. So they are the king. Everybody else is trying to knock them off. Oh, GitHub Copilot. No, it's one of the worst. I wouldn't recommend it. Seriously. If you're going to do GitHub workflows, use Claude in GitHub. It's much better than Copilot. Far better. Microsoft's just trying to do a little too much for everyone, and they call everything Copilot, by the way. But I know what you're talking about. That's a glorified tab completion. That's probably harsh, but it's not much more than that. The Claude Code is just far better. Okay, hey, it says it's done. I've been talking the app, and let's see what it did. Okay, look down here, guys. Sweet. Okay, so we've got all the security feeds, but let's click some things here. Oh, no, I'm not seeing this functionality. I should be able to filter on that, and I should also be able to, what else did it have before up here? It had something else. It had some other functionality. You know what? We'll go out here and look. Okay, I don't like that. We're going to need to troubleshoot that. What's going on there? We had this other function. It had a customized columns, and it got rid of all that. Okay, so we're going to have it put all that back. Let me just see what is working here. Okay. Okay, you're far from done. First of all, you remove the customized columns functionality, put that back. Second of all, those filters, move those to the left side like the other ones were. And they don't work. Like when I click on them, nothing happens. It doesn't filter. Also, the ability to sort like I asked for on the header, that's not working either. So don't finish your task until you complete everything I've asked you to do, please. Thank you. Okay, so what's it trying to do here? It's trying to delete unused data JSON file. Okay, yeah, that was the sample data probably. Why is it trying, or I just want to confirm that. What was that data file for? Why are you trying to delete it? Oh, it looks like my comment didn't get dropped in there. All right, so here we are. We're winding down on the hour. I want to try to fix this, and so if I go 5 minutes over, so forgive me. But yeah, I do want to try to complete this if we can. Okay, yeah, that data JSON was the mock data stuff. It's probably going to come back and ask me to delete it again, which we can. That's another thing I like about Claude Code. See how it's cleaning up after itself? Like it knows like that, hey, you're not using that anymore. Let's go ahead and delete it. A lot of these other models will just leave that junk around. And it doesn't kill you, but like later, like a year from now, you'll be looking at that file and you're wondering what is it? Like, and you'll have no clue. And it turns out it's not even used anywhere. And then it'll take you a bit to figure that out. Claude Code is the best. Yeah, I use Opus 4.5. Yeah, it just rocks, guys. Like, go out and do some research, like, and try them. Prove me wrong. I'm telling you, like, don't always, take what I say as the gospel. But I'm telling you, like, I've got this school of hard knocks behind me. I can prove to you it's much better. Again, I use Opus 4.5. It's not the cheapest model, but you're going to pay for it either with your time or money, one or the other. You can use a free model, but man, good luck. You're going to be spending months to do what I'm doing in hours. Okay. Like, so nothing's really free. Nothing's really cheap. Your time is very expensive. In fact, I teach and I preach that your time is the most valuable thing you have. You can't buy another second of your life. Now, you can recoup time you've been given by being smart and like using tools to automate, and the best tools and the sharpest tools. That's how you get your time back. And that's being a wise steward of your time. Now, you can't add time to your life, but you can recoup what you've already been given. And that's what I'm all about. Okay, it says it fixed it. Let's look. First thing is I'll check on. Okay, let me refresh again. I don't like how this is pages. I'm getting this. Okay, let me see what's going on here. Something's up. You should not be doing that. So I've got a memory leak or something going on here. I have two pages doing the same thing, but they should not be. This should not have a problem like this. This one's using 347 megabytes. This one's using the same. That's not a lot of memory. So I don't know. It's not a memory issue. I can see the pages become non-responsive, likely performance issue with this query. Okay, it has a n+1 problem where it fetches a feature request for each comment individually. Okay, so now it's going to optimize that. Okay, cool. Yeah, that's not good, because what it's saying is it does a fetch for each comment. Why would it do that? Like, there's got to be a better way. Okay, here it goes. Now, one of the things I could tell you it was doing is it was pulling all the data. Now, what we need to do is paginate it so that, in fact, I'm going to show you what pagination is. When you're like, I'm on my production site here. So, see at the bottom, it says pages like 10 per and so forth. We'll tell it to make sure it keeps that. I bet it got rid of it. Look, I don't know what you're doing, but we need to fetch all of the data and we need to keep it in a memory object efficiently. And we need to use pagination to make sure that we can quickly move between, the pages. But, fetch that data down and then assemble it in a time sequence or order or an object that can be sorted and just do that efficiently. And right now it's still hanging. So I need you to redo all of that. Now, I haven't been pushing stuff up to GitHub like I like to do and like I should be doing. I know better. But tonight I got excited and was talking too much. And normally what I do is along the way, I start pushing things up to GitHub. So that way, if it does something I don't like this stuff, I just revert. And I'll revert in a heartbeat. But right now we're kind of stuck. Okay, so it's going to try to, well, it definitely will do it a different way because I told it to. Okay. It's redesigning how it's doing these database queries. What we might end up having to do is we might have to tell it to start storing these like in a separate database record as like a feed stream, so that then it can be more efficient when it pulls it in. I'm not sure. It should probably recommend that to us if that's the recommended way, but we'll see. We'll give it a shot. It knows better than me, so. You can see here our conversation needs compacted. What happens with Claude or all these models is they fill up the context window and then it needs to compact it. And that basically just means it summarizes everything up above into a little slice. And you actually, it's not a perfect process. In fact, you lose a little bit when it does that, obviously, right? Because it's trying to summarize what it previously did, and then it keeps going. Well, in that summarization is a data loss, and this is a problem with all AI. It's not a Claude thing, and in fact, Claude arguably does it better than most. It's not a context window size issue, too. Like Gemini has a million tokens in their context window, but that's not good. That's not a good thing. The bigger the context window, the dumber these agents get. Actually, it has something to do with once it gets more than half of the context size, then the agent like gets dumber. And if you have a million context window, half is like a whole lot bigger than if you had 100 or 200,000. And so it gets dumber, and you get into that dumb space and you don't realize it, and then you end up wasting time. Like it starts making errors. Okay, let's read this real quick. Split into 4 parallel queries. We should also index. Yeah, make sure these are all indexed. Simple index query. No server round trips. That's good. Okay, we might have to redesign this in the future, but let's see. Okay, let's close those tabs and open up new ones, because there's probably corrupt in the caching. Okay. Good. Okay, there is no feature request in the last 30 days. That's not right. Okay, it does show bugs. Okay, that's good. I appreciate that. It does show comments, but it's not showing the features. Well, I know we see features over here, so there has to be some. Okay, well, that's a small bug. We'll tell it about that. Okay, I'm liking this, guys. Yeah, I'm paging through it right now. That's all working. Let's see the sort. Yep, sort's working. Okay, that's the only thing it's allowing me to sort on. See if the customizing stuff works. Title, status, priority, source. Yeah, okay. Let's get rid of one of them just to see. Yep. Okay, that all works. Okay, that almost works, except the feature requests are not showing up like in the filtered table down below, even though I see them up in the top section. By the way, let's set our query amounts to match that time selection, be it 3 months or 1 month or 7 days. That should speed things up as well in the future as we grow. And then also make sure that we can sort on all of the headers, not just date. That's the second time I did that. I click up there and then my voice thing goes up there. Let me Control X, Control V. Okay, put it down where it belongs. Okay, do you like to talk to it and no wasting time? Yeah, I do as well. I like one of the people here commented, said that he likes to talk to it and not waste time typing. And I agree. I was not always that way. Before I started doing these live streams, I preferred to type. I convinced myself that I could type fast and I could think while I was typing. But the truth is, you could speak at the speed of thought, and that's a much more efficient way to go. How often does it regress? I don't see it regress much, in terms of, messing up things that it fixed before. I don't see that much. Occasionally, like we do something major, then it will. There's something you can do called regression testing, and we haven't got into that yet. But like, honestly, I'm not the biggest fan of it, just to be quite honest with you. You can put a lot of effort and a lot of money into that, and often it's easier just to test it yourself. And if like in this app, like we know how it should work, and it's hard to do to get enough coverage that it's a valid test. And again, like there are people who disagree with me on that, but they have teams of engineers and they will spend gobs of money to do that. And if you're like building a rocket ship for NASA, then yeah, you probably should do that. For our app and most apps out there, I think it's overkill. That's my own personal opinion. Hey, 3Ds. Hey, no worries, man. You didn't oversleep. I'm amazed that you get up most days. Thanks for joining, though. We're wrapping up and working on some cool stuff. I'm going to show you here in a second as soon as this finishes. Yeah, awesome. Okay. It's just fixing a few things here for us, and then I'm going to show you, and then we're going to wind it down. It's awesome what we did tonight. And I blew it last night. I was supposed to go last night, and I didn't, and I had to cancel. So sorry about that, guys. But I'll try to be back tomorrow night, same time. Hey, we have somebody from Morocco that just joined us in the chat. Hey, appreciate that. Thanks for joining. You're probably around the same time zone as 3Ds, maybe one before. Okay. All right. So here's what we got going. Here's what we're cooking. Come on. It's got an error, but it's going to find it right here. No, it didn't. What the heck? I don't know what that error was. Hold on a second. Let me refresh a couple times. I don't like that. Okay, cool. All right. So what we have now, 3Ds, we have a working dashboard that actually matches our stuff that we have so far. So we have security events. We have trends. We have a trend line here. We have feature requests, which, of course, down our feedback. We have bug reports, counts, and we have comments. And these are all tuned to like whatever selection you put here for periodicity. And it updates our chart. This chart is all accurate now. And by default, it's in log mode, but we can switch it to linear. Look at that. It is cool. It is cool. Yeah, it's definitely coming along, man. Every day. Like you miss a few days, this thing looks entirely different. That's the cool thing about vibe coding. That's what makes it exciting. Like when you're developing, man, like you get like we might have worked like for a couple of days to get that chart right. And that's slow progress. It's hard to get excited about that. This is exciting stuff. All right, so look, we can filter on security events. Let's look here now and click this feature request. Okay, they're showing up now. Wonderful. So is bug reports and comments. And these are just summary items, right? And if you click on these, they don't go anywhere or anything like that. But like what we could do is we could say, okay, when I click on this, drop me into the actual comment, right? But that's a bit much. This is awesome as it is. This is better than our competitors, I'm telling you already. And they've spent millions of dollars doing their stuff, right? They've been in business for years. We come along and we disrupt them like in a few weeks. Now, the problem is people don't know about us, and that's where you guys come in. I'm going to set up an affiliate program so you guys can go out there and start dropping links and make some money. How's that? And we're going to get the vibe coding army out there telling everybody about this awesome product, right? And we're going to, you guys can come along and make some money along with me. How's that? Okay. Look, guys, I think we're at a great stopping point here. Man, this thing is just, look at this. When you come over something, it actually gives you the totals. Awesome. This is in log mode now. I don't like how these totals are in log. That's not cool. Let me, hey, appreciate that, Mod FK. Hey, let me tell it one more thing, guys. One thing, when I see something I don't want to forget it. Hold on a second. Okay, hey, it's looking great, but in the log mode, when I hover over the chart, it's showing me the numbers in log. Like, no, I want to see the numbers still as whole numbers. What I'm talking about is when I'm in log mode here, which it is right now, if I hover over this, see how it's showing like the numbers in 0.1? Like, what is that? Like, that's incorrect. That's the log interpretation. So what I wanted to do is fix that, and it just did. Look at that. Sweet. That's what we wanted, guys. So now, but it got rid of the labels. Hold on a second. Maybe it's still working. That's better, but now you got rid of the full labels that were in the hover over. Fix that. There's a regression for you. How's that? It broke something that was working. But that's why I said, like, typically your mind and all can like fix that better than like trying to build a test for that is painful, man. It's painful and it's expensive, like just from a time perspective. It would probably double or triple, like probably maybe even quadruple the time that we're spending here. And I really don't think it's necessary. Now, for some critical functionality, we will build tests and like when it like has to be 100% correct all the time. Like I think there is a time and place for tests, but like most time I think people overdo it. There's this whole thing called test-driven design and development, and they don't write a line of code until they write testing. Okay, like that's I think that's ridiculous. It's just my personal opinion. But you know, hey, good people disagree. Opinions are like belly buttons. Everybody's got one, right? So you may disagree. So, and you may disagree with many things I say, by the way. And I'd love to see those comments in the chat. We can go back and forth a little bit, but I wouldn't fight you over it. Like, hey, I love all developers, and some of them are test-driven developers. Hey, good on them, man. They would admit though that it's probably the tougher way to go. They wear that as a badge of honor and say that, you know, in the long run it saves them time. But yeah, man. But how many thousands of hours did you have building those tests? All right. If you can explain your setup, how are you building? This is a comment here. Can you explain? I'll drop this comment and show it. Okay. Can you explain a bit your setup and how you're building and how you can use voice for prompting in anti-gravity? Okay, yeah, I'll tell a bit about that. Just a second. Hold on one second. Let me just make sure it did what I told it to do. It did. So notice how it added the labels back, the text back in and the colors and all that. Okay, sweet. All right, so look, what I'm going to do now is push that commit up. Okay, make a strong commit and push that up to origin on main. Okay, so what I have here is anti-gravity, and I just launched Claude Code from within a terminal shell. Again, don't get wrapped up in anti-gravity. I could take it or leave it. I used to be a Cursor fan, then I went to Windsurf when Cursor started screwing everybody on the pricing. Since then, they've kind of sorted that out, and you know, I might go back to them at some point because they have some cool features. But then I went to Windsurf, like I said. And then I went to VS Code for a bit because it's the granddaddy of them all. And then now I'm back to, and the reason why I was doing that is because Windsurf was crashing on me. But then anti-gravity came out. Now, fun fact, the owners of Windsurf got bought. The company Windsurf got bought by Google, and they took the owners and the developers, like the executives, and they put them into this division that made anti-gravity. So I've noticed that the quality of Windsurf gone down and the quality of anti-gravity is like through the roof. It never crashes, good quality and nice features. What I don't like about it is it locks, it favors, as you would expect, the Google models. And there was a lot of limits on them and stuff. So like they're lifting those limits and stuff, but like whatever, man. Like if they sort that out, I'll take a hard look at it again, like in terms of using the rest of the functionality. Like I don't use a lot of the functionality within anti-gravity. I honestly only use it for like what you're seeing here. I view my files, I run a terminal shell, but I can do that in any IDE. Like there are some other bells and whistles like this stuff up here, for example, like the open browser. I can't use that because I'm not going to use an API key, and I'm not going to use Google Gemini, to do that. So Claude does have its own browser stuff, but honestly, that stuff's so slow, it's probably not worth using these days. If you're going to do it, use like headless mode, like Puppeteer. Headless is probably the best because the AI models can view all of the elements in the structure of the site without looking at it, like visually. When you use these modules like this open browser button up here, Like what it's doing is it's going to take a screenshot like every few seconds. And it's got to analyze that screenshot with the AI model. That is so slow and so expensive from a compute and a token point of view. Now that'll get better over time, but until then, if you're going to do that, use headless mode. And headless mode's really good and faster, like 100 times faster. So anyway, fun. That's a pro tip for you. Okay, here's that commit statement. Now, how I'm talking into it is I use something called Super Whisper. Let's see. It's up here. No, is that it? Hold on a second. Stop recording, transcribe. Yeah. Check for updates. It's actually not Super Whisper. What is it? I think that's what I use. Super Whisper. Yeah, Super Whisper. That's the app I use. There's another one called Whisper Pro. There's another one that people swear by. And you know what? Our very own 3Ds has his own voice app that he's built that's lightweight and competes with these other guys. So he's here in the chats. And soon when he gets brave enough, I'm going to have him make a release and drop a link in here, which I totally am cool with. I was thinking about using it myself, but I've already paid like for a year's subscription for Super Whisper, so I use that. Yep. All right, so hopefully that answers all your questions, guys. I pushed this up to main here, and I got a clean slate over here on my Git. And so now what will happen is this will all go up to the, let's see it build real quick. Okay, let's see, where's my build page? Okay. Okay, here it is building. This is what I love about Vercel. Like you get CI/CD baked in. Like this is called DevOps. But like we hit a few buttons and it just all happens magically. So every time we push something up to our main branch, it automatically builds up in our production. Now, eventually when this gets more complicated, I'll make another branch called testing, because I like to keep 3 branches like dev, test, and prod. But right now we just have dev and prod. I usually grow into the testing once I need it. Yeah, hey, no problem, 3Ds. When you're ready, man, drop a link in here. Just let me know, and we'll help promote it. Hey, we're a team here, guys. We're going to be a nation of vibe coders. You know what my dream is, guys? To build up an army of people who can take the work that I'm turning away right now. They got people coming at me like that want to build apps. I can't do it all, guys. Like I already have like 3 or 4 that I'm working on. And by the way, it's a lot of money that's coming in. So like that's life-changing money. Okay. So like you guys can do this. And what I'd like to do is get some people up on this and build like a little bullpen, and then have an agency basically of vibe coders. Secure vibe coders, by the way, and that'll be our reputation. And that's what will distinguish us, and that's why people will come to us. And then we can fix the world one app at a time. That's my goal. That's my dream. So you guys are in on the ground floor. Just hang out with me. Enough of this rub off on you. But if you really want to accelerate your journey, jump into that free mentoring up there. I'm dropping value all the time. Click the link down below. You hit the QR code or the link. They go to the same place. Sign up for my free mentoring. Inside of there, you can then sign up for my Secure Vibe Coding Masterclass. And it's very reasonable, and you get more access to me. I meet with those teams weekly, and I can start helping you build your app. I can come alongside you and really help you. Okay? Okay, 3Ds, I'm looking, I've been using Cursor with Opus for an entire month. They've not been limited yet. Yeah, man. Cursor with Opus. But are you using your subscription, your max plan, or are you using like Cursor's tokens for Opus? Because those, like, I'll tell you this, Cursor, Anti-Gravity, all of them, they give introductory rates to like these new models when they come out, but then that only lasts for a short period of time, like a month or 2, and then they stop that because it's very expensive. So, be careful of that. But hey, take advantage of it while you can. Like I don't hate Cursor or anything like that. I'm using what works for me and what's most efficient. And you guys, if you find something better, go for it, man. Oh, it's done. So what that means is we can now come out here and look at here's our user vibes OS, right? And then if we come and refresh, bingo, bango. Okay, yeah, we've got nothing out here in the production data because you guys haven't been out here using it yet. But it's working. Okay, our chart, everything's working. It's just empty at the moment because there's nothing in it. All right, but all that's working, guys. And what I need to do is probably in one of these sessions go out and put some data in here. So hook it up. But anyway, you guys are free to do that if you like, and that'd be cool. All right. Well, by the way, I think I just misstated something. There's no data in here because I haven't done anything in here in my production site. If you signed up, then I wouldn't see your data here. Okay. And I could see it in the database, but I wouldn't do that. But when I log in, I'm seeing only what I put in it, which is nothing at the moment. So let me just clarify that. Okay, so look, we've got light mode, dark mode, and what we're going to do is we're going to take like this next time. What we're going to do is we're going to update our homepage. What we're going to do is take this stuff, like where's it at? We're going to take this and we're going to make like a dark mode screenshot. Look at that, guys, sexy. And what we're going to do is then take this, we're going to screenshot this, and we're going to put it out on our homepage. And this is going to be the bait, right, to bring people in. And so what I'm going to do now is to update my to-do list. Look at this. I love marking things off my to-do list. Now what we'll do is we'll add a new item in here that says update the homepage with the new images. Oh, it's already there. Okay, so that's what we'll work on tomorrow at 8. All right, hey guys, thanks for hanging out with me. I love you all. Until next time, be safe out there and be blessed by the best. See ya.